What is up, you guys? We are back for another episode of I Go by Makai. Ay. All right, this is one I've been super excited about bringing to y'all because today we are going to be talking about how to become an influencer on TikTok. I have got a lot of questions about this, so I'm really excited. So today's episode is, so you want to be an influencer, huh? All right, so as you guys know, we have a strong presence, me and my family, on TikTok. But this was a recently found success. Now, I will say I've been on TikTok for a few years, so I actually did have a following base prior to going viral, but it mainly focused on like just my own personal content, like fitness stuff and things like that. With that, in March, we actually had a viral video that took off. I was not expecting it at all, and so it thrusted me into this like TikTok, like everything came at me all at once. So I really had to jump right into it. So today I'm going to be going over a few things that I learned along the way and hopefully spotlighting some things that I wish I would have known when I first started this a few months ago. Right. So the thing is, everybody wants to be an influencer, right? That's the whole thing. Everybody wants to do this. Everybody wants to figure out what it is or what it takes. So the first thing that you need to do before anything is you need to figure out who it is that you actually want to be on an online platform, because understand that you can do this a couple of ways. If you plan to be one that's going to be telling your life story and telling things and relating to your audience via your story, then yes, it makes sense to do that. It makes sense to take exactly who you are, unedited, unfiltered, to the net and give them that raw version of yourself. But everybody isn't that same way. Some people have what we call an online persona, and that's okay as well. Because understand that there's a lot of introverted people that are actually the ones that are making podcasts for you and making the content that you love online, and I'm one of them. So honestly, y'all, it's okay to have an online persona. It's okay to have someone that you're able to tap into, or a personality that you're able to tap into. It's almost, think of it like Beyonce and Sasha Fierce. It's like a stage presence. When you click that live button or when you're making your videos, you know that you're just about to be this outrageous comedic person, but you also know that maybe naturally that's not you, and that's okay. Because sometimes you have to find something to be able to tap into. That's me too, because I'm telling y'all, Makai in real life is very laid back. I'm very chill. I'm very introverted and all the things, y'all. So when I go online and I'm understand that I've had to tap into that. So like I said, discover who you are, who you want to be online first. That's definitely the first step. And then you also need to think about a niche for your page. So, and your niche can be a few different things. You definitely can try out a few different things until you figure out what it is that you actually want your page to focus on. Because I'll tell you, and understand all these tips today, I'm talking specifically about TikTok, y'all. So with the TikTok algorithm, the algorithm wants to understand who you are and what you're talking about. So by consistently posting about the same things, it starts to say, okay, this is Makai. Makai is posting family content, may throw in some fitness there, likes to do clothing ads and things like that. The algorithm starts to pick that up and disperse it to the right people. And not only just disperse it to the right people, but disperse it to a larger audience at that. And that's really what the key is, right? So like I said, being consistent in those efforts. And another thing, speaking of consistency, that comes with your niche is you're not going to see any type of notable success or failure unless you're consistently posting at least 3 times a day. Consistently. And when we talk about niche, understand that there's a lot of ways to trigger the algorithm. So obviously just the content in itself, right? But it's also like how you're positioning that content. And so that actually brings me into a few more subjects that I'm going to be dropping into more depth here today. But it's making sure the algorithm actually knows what it is that you're talking about. Right. And I'm sure you guys are like, well, Makai, my video is about this, so obviously it should. No. So things that I wish that I knew is, okay, so you know how you post a video and you can add the text on there, right? You can add text to your video. You need to do that. You need to do that. And what you need to do is use keywords that are talking about your video. So for example, if I'm posting a video about my kids, I may do funny kids, cute kids, kids of TikTok, toddlers. And what you want to do is not keep that on the screen. You want to move it outside of the screen. So you want to simply slide that off your screen. It's still there. It still triggers the TikTok algorithm, and it's a really good way to get your video picked up on the search. And you can do that same thing in the title as well. So when you're doing like the cover videos, make sure that you're doing that as well. One thing that's going to help you guys a lot right now is that Creator Insight search tool. So this is something new that TikTok has actually rolled out with, but creators everywhere are loving it. People have gone viral using this thing several times. All you have to do is just go in your search bar, search Creator Insight search tool. And what that's going to do is bring up a couple different categories. One is going to bring up suggestions to you. So based off of your most recent content, it'll suggest a few things that people are looking for. But then there's also a gap, a content gap. And this is where it gets crucial. So content gap shows you everything that people are searching for that's not currently up to par with search results in TikTok. So meaning people are searching for these things, but they're not finding videos to match up with them. So it gives you a good chance to go ahead and get in there, cover those gaps, post some content related to that stuff because they're searching it. Does that make sense? So all you have to do with this tool, you'll see all the different searches. It'll have a camera right to the right. You just click that camera, upload your content, and then boom, it ties it to that search and helps it get to that right audience that's searching those things. So it's actually really cool. And like I said, a lot of people have gone viral just utilizing this tool. If you're a beginner, I would definitely recommend using it. And I'll give y'all my number one tip with this tool. So don't just utilize the one. Screenshot. If you find a whole bunch of relevant searches to what you're trying to do, screenshot it. And remember how I told y'all to hide the text in your title and in your actual video? Yes, go ahead and do that. Use that. All those searches that you see, implement those in your title and in the text of your video. Move those to the side. Yes. And let's talk about hashtags. Y'all, I made this mistake a lot when I was first starting, and really up until recently, I'll be honest with y'all, is the hashtags. You do not have to put 20, 30 hashtags, and really we recommend that you do not. 5 to 8 hashtags that are relevant to what is going on in your video. So all that For You page and trending and all the little cute hashtags we love to do, no, just keep it relevant to your product or what is going on in your actual video, and that will help you. I'm telling you, my views have skyrocketed since I have started doing this. Sometimes I even do 1 or 2 hashtags. I'm telling y'all, that is a true game changer just in itself. Because what it does is help the algorithm. It doesn't get thrown off by all that other stuff. It's like, what is trending for? What is all this stuff? No, it helps you. If your video is about fishing, hashtag fishing talk. If it's about kids, hashtag wholesome, hashtag family. Keeping it relevant to what is actually going on in that video, I'm telling you, will get you way more views. Because what the algorithm is like, it's like there's always a jail. Like how people talk about, oh, my views are stuck in 200s. You're in 200 jail. So as you start to graduate, you'll get into 300 jail, 400 jail, 500 jail, until TikTok says, okay, we can trust this person to post good content. We don't have to keep them, in these limits. It's all a working system, y'all. Whether y'all think it is or whether y'all don't, it is. I promise. Okay, the next thing that you need to think about when you're wanting to become an influencer on TikTok is what type of creator you're going to be, in the sense of, are you wanting to focus on shoppable content or live video content? So shoppable content is when you have a link to the TikTok shop with a company's product that's on a video that you're posting to the feed. Okay, if you're doing more like live shoppable content, that's you actually selling the product on live, having links where they can shop with you in a live setting. which both are really cool. Now, I'm going to give y'all the pros and the cons to both because I dibble and dabble in both. I will say I have an affinity and I have made my most sales on live. So I definitely encourage you, if you have not already, to venture out into live. I know it sounds really scary. Trust me, I never thought that I would like being a person that's selling products on live. I just did not, but I love it. So let's talk about, again, pros and cons of both. So with shoppable content, it's really easy because boom, you're shooting your own video. If you mess up, you can start over again. You can edit it. You can make really cool videos. You can have nice background music and all the things. But it's not so cool because you got commercial music from TikTok. So there's only certain songs that you can use when you're making shoppable posts for the timeline on TikTok. You have to make sure that it's in the commercial category to be able to utilize it. So boom, your favorite songs are probably not on there. It's a lot of aesthetic songs and a lot of instrumentals and all the things. So there's already that. So if you're thinking you're about to make a video to that trending sound and you have all these great ideas, get that out your brain, because 9 times out of 10 you will not, and you will be flagged. Okay, let's also talk about violations. So shoppable posts, you cannot have anything in the background with like trademarks or other products, things like that. It does not get pushed to the For You page if it's got bad lighting. If your sound is muffled, understand there's bots checking all this stuff within the first 3 minutes. Speaking of 3 minutes, with shoppable post, well, with any post, it has 3 minutes on the timeline to see what happens. If people like it, it gets pushed to more people. If they don't, that's what's going to have you stuck in 200 views. All right, so understand that everything has a rhyme and reason with TikTok. All right, so again, shoppable videos, like I said, it is that. You can go in, you're able to edit it if you make mistakes, all the fun things, and it's there. It is there on your page, which is a pro. It's there on your page. You typically only have to have the products up for 3 days, but if you choose to have them up for longer than 3 days, think of how much exposure your posts are getting. People are constantly clicking your page, which means it's constantly getting views, and it's showing up in the searches in the future. So I've had some shoppable post videos be up for a month or two, and then later on down the road it starts generating sales. Speaking of generating sales, shoppable posts, you can also use the advertisements. So you can set up your video to be able to be used for ads. You can provide that company with your ad code, meaning they can put it into the ad system on TikTok, run ads. You can generate more sales, which is a lot of the times how you end up getting money off of shoppable posts. Most of my shoppable post income has come from the companies that are willing to invest in ads, which is a good conversation to have. So don't just get out here being willy-nilly when you join the TikTok shop. Make sure that you're actually taking your time, choosing companies that you want to work with, and also companies that are going to run ads. Now, that's a question that I ask off rip, because honestly, if they're not going to run ads, unless it's just a super duper viral product, then 9 times out of 10, you're not going to get the sales that reflect your efforts. So make sure that you're having that conversation, and don't be scared to ask about more commission as well. Don't let them bully you into no low 10% commission. And you know what I mean? Like, make sure that the money that you're getting, the time that you're spending, that all those things match up. And if you don't like the offer, if you don't feel good about the company, don't do it, because there are so many companies out here looking for creators to work with them to increase the awareness of their brand. Like, y'all do not have to. That was one thing that had me, I just feel like I had to accept everything that came to me. Like, I wanted my name and my profile to look good out in these TikTok streets. So I was just taking on everything. Y'all, do not do that. Honestly, I'm so serious. And then let's talk a little bit about content rewards versus TikTok shop affiliate, because I feel like y'all either blend this in or y'all don't understand that there's a difference between the two of them. These are two different things, y'all, two different applications, two different requirement processes, all that fun stuff, all of it. So content rewards program is what y'all are talking about when you actually get paid for the content that you're posting on your page. So this is like any video that's over 1 minute long that has at least 1,000 views is eligible for this. And now they're actually incorporating its searchability. So if people are looking up your video, you get paid more for that. And yeah, they have like all the stats broken down. So with that one, I will say they have definitely changed that one. I'll be honest. I feel like I get more money from the TikTok Shop affiliate program than I do the content rewards, creator content rewards. I'll just be honest. That content, unless you're consistently getting hundreds of thousands of views on all your videos, the content rewards program, it's cool. You can go ahead and sign up for it to kind of have it in the background. But honestly, like I said, unless you have hundreds of thousands to a million views on your video, TikTok Shop affiliate is definitely the way to go once you have hit the requirements. So with TikTok Shop affiliate, how that works is you get in and you start to get the ability to order samples from companies, request samples. They'll also send you direct invites to request samples. And so basically they send you the product for free. That's the thing that I do like about it, is that there's no like reimbursement like other companies I've had, like Join Brands. That's the one thing I don't like about Join Brands, because it's always product reimbursement. I don't like that. So with TikTok Shop, you get the sample. So they'll tell you like, hey, well, it depends. So let me backtrack. There are several ways that you can get samples. One, TikTok has their own sample reward program that refreshes now every month. It used to be every 2 months, but they give you free sample points to order your different samples and do all of the things and be able to rock it out like that. Like this month, for example, I got 40,000 sample points. I use that, meaning TikTok paid for the sample, the shipping, and all of the things, and boom, done. Okay, then you can also request samples. So they have a product marketplace in the content creator little dashboard, which you'll get access to, where you can go in and you can request samples and do all the fun things. And then they have direct links. So a lot of companies will mass send out invites to try out their products, or you can sign up for those and all the things. Now, some of these have, certain gross margin value that you have to hit in order to be eligible. They want to see, what your sales look like. Are you able to sell, and all the things. So just make sure that you're getting things that you truly feel confident, like you can use them in your day-to-day life. Or if not, if you can't use them in your day-to-day life, make sure you can at least pitch them. Okay. You need to be able to pitch them. You need to be able to sell them. And being able to tackle it. Like I said, most of my sales have come from live. So I definitely recommend getting into a live setting. I do it from my phone. I don't have any fancy live setup, but most of your sales come in real time when you can connect with your customers or connect with your audience and being able to reel them in. Because understand, it's definitely like a pyramid. Like one of my agencies taught me, it's like a pyramid. You have all these people that are out that you're getting sent out to, whether that's on the feed, whether that's on your live. You got all these people, and you want to make them become your audience. You want to get them watching you. You want to bring them in, right? So once they're watching you, then you have the ability to do a few things. You want them to follow you. You don't want them to just sit on that one live. You want them to literally follow your page and invest into you. You want them to invest. You also want them to gift. Y'all, gifting will become y'all's love language once you are a content creator. Gifting is what keeps us alive. Those gifts, you need those things to be able to make you rise. I'm telling y'all. And speaking of agency, I said this a second ago. So once you are a live creator, you have the option to join different creator networks. Typically, they focus on lives. So for example, I am with the agency Blue Shift, but I recommend y'all to definitely look around and research a few different agencies if this is something that you're interested in getting in, particularly with the lives, because having an agency protects you against certain like violations and things of that nature. So they can jump in and say, hey, because a lot of times with TikTok violations, they're coming from automated bots. So your agency is able to jump in and be like, hey, like, can we get a review on this? Can we make sure that this is the case? And a lot of times they're able to overturn your violations and keep your page clean and things like that. So I definitely recommend checking out agencies for sure. And another thing that I really did not do at first that I recommend every single day, several times a day, is study your analytics. So TikTok is really good at making sure they provide a lot of tools where you can look back at your trending analytics. They have it typically broken down by the day, by the week, by the month, where you can look and see like, hey, like when is my audience active? When am I reaching the most people? What is the age range of my audience? Like what type of other products are they looking for? And things like that. you definitely want to keep an eye on that, because sometimes you may need to shift when you're posting. Maybe you're posting more in the daytime, but your audience isn't really online until 10 or 11 o'clock at night. Those are things that you need to know so that you're having your most reach potential. And another part of that is keeping up with trends. Keeping up with trends to make sure you're staying afloat. Because like I said, you may not be able to use those trending sounds with like your shoppable videos and things like that, but you may just need to. So there's a couple things, and don't get bent out of shape about this. So yes, you want to be posting your shoppable content. But don't let you get away from the origins of your page and your niche. Make sure that you're still in the midst of posting your shoppable content, that you're still posting the things that your fans are used to seeing, right? So you don't want to take that away from them. They'd be like, oh man, like you used to go fishing all the time, but now it's just ads. You don't want to make them feel that way. A lot of the time I'll use a sandwich method. I'll use my niche video, a shoppable video, and then a niche video. So it's just like, hey, boom, boom, boom. It's just like watching TV. You know what I mean? You watching your favorite show, they hit you with an ad, you're still going to keep watching because you want to get back to your favorite show. It's the same thing on TikTok, you guys. So you definitely got to think about it that way. And like I said, just make sure that you're not overloading them with ads, but also understand that now this is your job, right? This is your job. This is what you wanted to do. So we have to go ahead and get these ads out, but we're going to do it in a way that shouldn't impact our audience too much. And constant engagement is key. Getting your profile out and in front of other people, commenting on other people's page, commenting funny things on other people's page so that they'll click your page and see your content, getting in on the follow trains, things like that, engaging with your future audience. You want to get your page out in front of as many people as you can, because again, it's like a funnel. Thousands of people can see your page, but from that thousands of people, probably 100 people or less are going to click that page or follow your page. So it's a constant grind. But again, consistency is key in all these things. All right, you guys, I hope that a few of these tips have helped out. I'm going to be doing a lot more of these kind of help videos centered around TikTok, and also jumping into how to set up a podcast and all the other things, y'all. So give me some feedback. Let me know if there's any other topics that y'all would like for me to hit in my next video. I'm really excited to continue this journey along with you guys. All right, y'all already know what I'm about to say. Thanks again for tuning in for another episode of I Go by Makai. Peace.